Go. And hello, everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and welcome to our Wednesday event, which is really for everybody. That, as most of you know, I'm a mental scientist, a head doctor, behavioral psychologist, and I specialize in real estate. And I help real estate agents and brokers to increase their business and their wealth. But today, I also help everybody. And so this is for kids. We have kids on this and all kinds of different professions, and anybody and everybody is welcome to this. And it's about health, wealth, and success. And I've been blessed with the three answers, if you will, the three ways that we need, and they're all easy ways in order to have health, wealth, and success. And it really is just a fabulous, fabulous way of doing it. And so we're going to talk about the first step today, and I'm going to talk a little about relationships today as well. And so this has been a time for us to either really build our relationships, or maybe because we've been around each other too much to where, it's been a little challenging. And I'm going to help you to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. And just as review, Tuesday we do our mastermind, typically for real estate professionals and anybody in real estate. Today is for everybody, and then tomorrow we have for real estate agents and brokers to increase their business and their wealth. But this week we have a special time. If you're in the DFW area, that we are going to do a live event in person, and we're going to do it this Saturday from 11 to 1. So we'll have lunch for you. I just need to have RSVPs. So some of you on today, I know that you do, we do have your RSVP already. But if you haven't RSVP'd, make sure you do, so we have enough lunch for everybody. But we're going to have a fun time, and we're going to do a little singing and dancing, hugging and kissing and doing all kinds of things. At the same time, for those that I believe you need to be safe or whatever, that we're going to have Maria Leach, our number one favorite loan officer, is going to be there, and she's sanitized everything, and she's really good about that. She'll give you your own hand sanitizer and whatever, and have masks or whatever. I will forewarn you, I'm not going to wear a mask. I don't wear masks because they're actually bad for your health and haven't been proven to be effective in the spread of germs, but it's very effective in creating bad health for you. And so according to the Surgeon General, according to the CDC, and according to the World Health Organization. So anyway, something to look into. But again, I honor everybody. If you want to and believe that mask is helpful, that's great. Again, I just won't be wearing a mask. And I know some other people probably won't either, because we're just going to go have fun. And so let's talk about these three steps, and guaranteed, literally thousands of people I've helped throughout the years to be able to increase our health, wealth, and success. And it's going to, and so what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit broader view, and then we're going to get really specific on what's happening in the world, a different way to kind of be able to look at what really is happening, if you will. And it's just a lot of contrast, a lot of things on typically what we don't want that will actually make a better world for us and a better life for us. And so, so hang on, and here you go. And basically, what has been determined from, I'm trying to do my screen here, and it's stuck. There we go. And so the first step in really all of creation and everything, all the scientists have agreed upon this in the last 5 years. Quantum physicists have, molecular biologists, and all the disciplines of science have agreed that there are three steps to create anything in your life. And the first step, which we're going to talk about on these three steps, as far as on step one, there's three steps, and so it's with our all-powerful thoughts. So everything in our experience starts with our thought. And so, you may say, oh, but there's other stuff happening out in the world. only if if it negatively affects you, or if it affects you positively or negatively. So for example, the last 4 months for me have just been glorious. They've been magical. My agents have had more business than they've ever had. We've served more people. We've helped first responders. I mean, we've done all kinds of stuff. But again, it's all a matter of what you're looking for. And so it's kind of this idea about seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open. And so it's like, hey, what door are we knocking on? And your knocking is your thought. And it's like you have this amazing wand, and the wand, and that all that is, that God, the universe, that everything, that when you raise that magic wand, that it's all listening and it's all responding to you. And so for you, and that magical wand is your thoughts. And so your powerful, powerful thoughts. So everything in your experience starts with a thought. Then according to the scientists, that the second step, and they left out God, if you will, in this, but I, of course, include it. But the second step, they said, is your thought then creates what they call energy, and that is our feelings. And so this energy, that the whole universe is energy, and we can literally, with our thoughts, control the energy that creates worlds, that we can control that energy, that same energy, and create into our experience anything that we want. And then that energy creates what the scientists say matter. And so our stuff, if you will, okay? And a lot of people say, hey, where's my stuff? And by asking where's your stuff, then what it does, it actually keeps you away from it. And so you need to know it's here right now. When you pray, when you ask, when you think about whatever you want, that energy goes out. If you do that for at least a minute, that energy goes out and then is answered. So God receives your prayer, your thought, and then responds instantly. So everything you've asked for is in energy form. And what I do is I help people, first of all, to be thinking about what they do want, because if you think about what you don't want, you'll get more of that. And then the other thing that I do is I help people to be in a state of believing, expecting, allowing the things that you've asked for to come in. So from energy form into the experience of the money in your bank, or more business, or the relationships you've been looking for, or whatever. And so this is why thoughts become things. And so the all-powerful understanding of knowing that thoughts become things, and we're the thinkers. We are the ones that think. So I'm going to share with you a couple things that are going on in the world right now, and I'm going to share with you thoughts about those things in order to give you ease, and also for you to be able to be on a broader perspective, to be able to look at the world in a broader perspective, to where that you actually find the opportunities. Because with all these changes that have been happening in the world, they actually create more opportunities. But if you're not looking for the opportunity, and if you're only looking at the problem, what happens is the problem gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm going to start out first with the virus they call COVID-19, originally coronavirus, that actually this is the flu. And so it is it's a bad flu, but not near as bad as you think that it is. And so let me just share with you, for example, the American Hospital Association has did their findings on all the COVID cases they had, and 98.5% of those cases are either mild or not at all. And now you're going to see in the news where they keep on saying, oh, there's more cases, there's more cases. It's just because they're testing more people. But actually the number of people dying, if you will, are decreasing right now. And the reason why is the flu season is over. And so when you have more of this understanding, and really it's just about understanding, and so there's no reason to, be upset about it or whatever, that it's just a matter of understanding. So understand also that only 9% of the total deaths, about 100,000 people every month die all the time before the coronavirus or whatever. And that's because that's part of life, that we birth ourselves into this. And then our souls never, ever said, I want to live here forever. Our soul said, hey, we want to come onto this earth. We want to experience this amazing contrast, everything we want, everything we don't want. And we're the happening people. We're the happening thought, if you will, because we expand thought and feelings beyond where it's ever been before. And so, and again, none of our souls said, oh, I want to be here forever, that we're born, we live this amazing, amazing life. If you look at it as amazing, in this beautiful world with beautiful people like all of you, and when you start looking at that, then it's only possible to start attracting that into your life. Wherever your vibration is, wherever your point of attraction, that energy we talked about, wherever that is, then you're going to attract cooperative components to that. So it's really good news. Now, some more things about the virus, so just for some understanding. So again, only 9% of people die. More people die of pneumonia than they do of this flu. And again, these are all the facts on how really what is going on. Most of the people, by the way, of the deaths are 80 years or older. What happened is when this first initiated, they identified it on a ship, on a cruise ship, and there were a bunch of old people with a bunch of symptoms there, and a lot of them died. And they said, oh my God, we're going to have 2.2 million people die in the United States. Well, that never happened. Now, the reason why the United States, though, has so many deaths, more so proportionally than any other country, is because 40% of our population is obese. And so I can help you with health. In fact, last week we had a medical doctor on that helped us with health, but I literally can help you that I haven't for the last 9 months since, for example, I do intermittent fasting. So it might be something that you want to do. Again, there's no right answer. You have the right answer. When the thought really is good, and I suggest that you write down some of these, but some of the thoughts resonate with you, that feels good. And that means you're lined up with your source, with God, and that you should go do that. So I got lined up to where I would say, hey, I want better health. And I went into intermittent fasting. And so I eat from like 4 to 7 o'clock at night. And I haven't been sick since. I haven't had, the flu, a cold, nothing for the last 9 months. I haven't had anything. I'm healthier than I've ever been. And it's all because our bodies weren't meant to be eating 3 meals a day. But that's the media and, marketing on saying, oh, you need breakfast and all that other stuff. And so the good news is that most of the people that are dying are 6 years or older. And they typically have been kind of on their way out, if you will, already. So they had other symptoms. And but give you an example on the Spanish flu, it targeted young men 15 to 35. Well, that's not happening here, okay? It's typically happening with older people. It's not happening much, okay? 98.8%, only 9% of all the deaths are from this. And that 43% of the deaths, by the way, are being taken place in nursing homes. And so again, it's this elderly that it is. So the elderly for sure should be inside and be, very protective and do everything that they can. But for us, especially kids, and I, of course, consider myself a kid, and I consider all you guys kids. We all get this little boy, little girl in us, and that, but especially for kids, and again, ages, whatever, under, in their teens and younger, that they need to be exposed to each other and share germs because that builds their immunities. I mean, this is just how life is, has always been. And so the bottom line is 99.99% of us are just fine. So you can be fine. You can take a breath of fresh air, if you will, and just relax. In fact, I would recommend you do that. Breathing fresh air outside, actually you get antibodies that you breathe in from that. And And so thank goodness. And so remember, thoughts create things, thoughts create that energy. So I want you to be thinking and giving yourself relief. And I want you to give other people too relief on that. Hey, it's really not that big of a deal. And so that sure, we need to be, cautious, whatever. But things are, it's like any other flu that has been through the years. There's just all this social media and because of technology, it gets there, and then we see one incident and we think, oh my gosh, that one incident is for us. And what I call that is a negative denominator, where they put one negative thing, they divide it by one because they only show that. They don't show the millions of people that are just fine and well. And then they say, look at the whole world is, going to hell. And it's not. Okay, so that's one. The other one is, and again, the words that I'm using are just a little bit easier words. And so it's protests and reform. And so there's a lot of protests, and there was a horrendous thing. It's that -1 I just spoke about. It was a horrendous thing that happened in Minneapolis, but I guarantee you that things are going to be better because of that. There's going to be a more legislation that will, be able to protect whether it be minorities, all of us. I mean, it's just not that I've had police brutality, whatever. I've also had more often, 99.9% of the time, I've had police love. In fact, we help police officers, and most of these police officers are just wonderful. In fact, we have Danny on the line right now. He was a police officer, now a real estate agent, and he's the kindest man I know, literally. And so, for all of us to realize that, yep, there are some exceptions, and we need to focus on that. But what I love, and some of you heard yesterday, but Martin Luther King's the speech in Montgomery, and he said, the hate and injustice of the old age is being replaced with the love and justice of the new. And he said, that's why I firmly believe to be nonviolence, because violence only creates more violence. And see, what did I say to you? Whatever you focus your attention on, so whatever your thoughts are, it gets bigger because those thoughts go into action. So for the violence that has been happening, what happened? More deaths happened. Okay, people have been dying now because of these violences. There's, more fear, there's more worry, and a bunch of things that none of us, want. Those are all things that we don't want. So the good news is know that we're going to get clear reform needed in the criminal justice reform, job licensing, banking reform, law enforcement reform, all kinds of things. So actually, it's creating a better world for us and for our children and our children's children. So again, looking at that, kind of giving yourself relief that I know that all of you are kind and loving people, and all of you have the same belief. What's important is we all got this red blood in us, okay? And we all have hearts. We're all connected by God. And so to be able to really leave that and to experience what, and to focus on what. Well, instead of focusing on those things, the other thing is with both of those topics that you can't control them, and you can't control what the government's going to do, etc. So my counsel to you is only think about things that you can control, and specifically those things. And for step one, to create more health, wealth, and success, is good feeling thoughts. And this is where thoughts about what you like, what you enjoy, what you love, what you desire, what you want. Okay? You are the creator of your experience. And so, what kind of experience do you want? Do you want to think about those subjects that I talked about that you can't control, that aren't good, and actually are a minority, okay, a big minority? Like there's more odds on winning the lottery than, these other things that are going on, especially if you're at a younger age. And so because of that all we need to do is have good feeling thoughts. And these are thoughts of how you want it to be. And specifically today, I'm going to talk about how you want people to be. Okay. And so, because you're going to discover we actually have some beliefs that prevent us from having deep, meaningful relationships and thoughts of what you can control. So we had talked about that. And here's a great a sentence that maybe you want to write down, or better yet, write the new one that I give you in a second. But you can't ask for what you don't want. And so you're asking as your thoughts. If you're saying, oh my goodness, I don't, want to get the virus, or I don't want to have police brutality or whatever, okay, that you have to vibrate at that level. And so you actually will attract sickness. You will attract, it might be from a police officer, but it might be from your spouse or something. You might have that brutality, if you will. So you can't ask for what you don't want and get what you want. You have to ask. So turning that around, it's more about what you can ask for what you want and you can get it. That's how powerful that we are. But again, we kind of think that we're not all that powerful because we've asked for stuff and we didn't get it. Well, the reason why we've asked for things and didn't get it is because we asked for some things. So let's say better relationships, but then we started thinking about the bad relationships that maybe we have, or the people that we're angry with, or whatever. And so what you do is you take your vibration from what you wanted, and instead of allowing it in, you went down into those people you don't like, that you got an argument, that said no to you, whatever. And so, let's talk about relationships today. And relationships are really critical. In fact, we couldn't be ourselves without relationships. Relationships is part of this contrast in this world of what we don't want, what we do want. And so it's great to be able to share other ideas with people that aren't like our own, because what they do is they spark new ideas. A great example of this is our mastermind group. We meet every Tuesday, and we have created amazing lead programs, really service programs, how to be able to serve others. We have created just amazing programs with that because we got different thoughts. And so we've had, thoughts on, hey, how can we help first responders? And then right now they're not. And so we get different opinions on that. And soon we come up with these better and better ideas because we shared our ideas. So for everybody, and maybe you even want to write this down, is that everyone in your life is a blessing. So that includes, maybe your ex, okay? It maybe includes people that you've been fighting with. It maybe includes Uncle Harry, who you just despise at Thanksgiving or whatever, okay? And so here's how powerful you are. Let's use the example of Uncle Harry. That if you think Uncle Harry, and so all of you, just think about somebody you're mad at, okay? So if you think about Uncle Harry and about how bad he is, and he's impolite and rude and everything, what happens is Uncle Harry actually gets worse. And have you noticed that Uncle Harry gets worse every Thanksgiving? Or it's, whoever, whenever you meet them, and it's, for some of us, it might be your spouse, okay? It might be somebody really close to you. And what has happened is our thoughts, we've witnessed how they are, we've experienced how they are previously in the past, and the past is not our friend, because now we think, oh, that person, I don't like them and they're bad. And so what makes them, what happens is they become badder. And the reason why is because you have focused on what you don't want with them. So you have a belief that you cannot change people. You've been told when you were a little girl, little boy, you were told, oh, you can't change other people, and you can't change Uncle Harry or whoever, okay? The fact is, we all have the power to be able to create anything. That's what we're here for, is to create. And we have the power to create whatever we want. And we have the power to call forth from other people, either alpha, being really angelic, if you will, or mega, not. And so they can be this little angel or this little devil, but you're the chooser of that. And I'm going to give you an example, and some of you have heard this on that when Sharon and I, after we met, we were going to get married, that we were driving to her parents' place to see her mom and dad for the first time. So I was meeting her dad, and on the way there, Sharon had these beliefs because of previous experiences. And so basically she said, listen, my dad, because experiences with old boyfriends, husbands, whatever, okay. And so she told me, and she was darn right, she believed it and was going to tell me how he is. And she said, he is not going to be nice to you. And I recognized right when she started that she had these beliefs about him, and it's what I didn't want. So what I did, as she was telling me, and sometimes it's just telling yourself, right? You're thinking thoughts about this person, and then you just realize, I'm not going to think these thoughts anymore. So that's what I did with Sharon. When she said, he's not going to be nice, I said, he's going to be really nice to me. He's not going to call you by your first name. He's going to call me by my first name. Sharon continues literally all the way there that she's telling me about how he's not going to be nice to me. He's not going to talk to me. He's not going to look me in the eye. He's not going to call me by my first name, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, I went just the opposite of everything she said. And I was so fired up to see him. And I do this all the time, by the way, with people that people will say, oh, and you got to watch this agent. They aren't blah, blah, blah. And whatever they say, I just say, oh, they're the opposite of that if it's negative. Okay. And then they are, and they're real angelic and real helpful and, do as I ask them. All you need to do is do what I ask you to do, and you'll be wildly successful, and you'll have health, wealth, and success. And the cool thing is it's free. I'm independently wealthy, and so I'm able to give this away, and I have a business model to be able to give all of us all the wealth that we want. And so, it's just a fabulous, fabulous opportunity. But I've had I've had an 8-year-old and 9-year-old, no, 7-year-old and 9-year-old that they've been scared in bed, crying, fear because of this virus. And in 10 minutes after I talked to them and gave them relief and gave them new thoughts to think, okay, and thoughts of relief and ease, that all is well and only well-being flows, that God loves you, that both those kids jumped out of their bed, ran out and said, I want to go outside in the park and I'm not wearing a mask, to get that fresh air and to play with my friends, and so back to Sledge. So so my father-in-law's name is Sledge. So that's even kind of worse. Like, his name is Sledge, like a sledgehammer, So anyways, we go in, I meet him, and he's lukewarm at best, but I become irresistible, okay? Because I start now, I've already said, I can't wait to meet this wonderful man. He's going to be so nice to me. He's going to talk to me. We're going to have a great time together. And Sharon said, we're going to only be here about 10 minutes or so, and that's it. Well, during that time, next thing you know, Sledge is talking to me. He takes me to his office to show me his guns. God, I hope he doesn't shoot me. And so we just had a great time. Has his arm, we walk out of the office, has his arm around me, and we're laughing and everything. Hour and a half later, we leave. And I get into the car, and Sharon goes, gosh, I am really concerned about my dad. And I go, really? What's wrong? She goes, well, I think he's really sick. I said, really? Why? She goes, well, he was just too nice to you. And so that's how powerful we are. And so I want you to start those people that you're mad at, it doesn't impact them at all, but it impacts you, and it lowers your vibration. And instead of getting your desires up here, high flying your desires, and you're matching your desires. And when you do, when your vibration matches your desires, it's manifested. It is said in the Bible on Matthew 19 that, when two of you are there and come into agreement, that you will then manifest it here on earth. So this amazing opportunity to be able to, that these other people, that if you're mad at them, that lowers your vibration. So instead of being mad, just bless them and simply say, this is what I don't want. What do I want? And now if you're living with them or you got to see them every Thanksgiving or whatever, then start thinking different thoughts about how you want to see them. And you will see that they will start to change. Now, hearing all that, any thoughts, any comments? What did you like best? You got a Uncle Harry?
Hi, Dr. Hank. So this is a kind of a refresher for me. I follow this philosophy and I love it.
Yeah.
And everything that you're saying is true. I mean, if you just start thinking about things in a positive way, and it's really funny because whenever Angelica and I are together, our phones start just bringing off the hook, and vibration. We're always talking about the successes and how things are going awesome,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I fully believe that, and it's true in our life. We've both experienced it. So
Yeah.
I think the one thing personally, and my question actually
Sure.
is, can you suggest something to where when we realize that we're going down a negative train of thought, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do you, like the popcorn smell, right? Like, you
Yeah.
get something like something, right? Like, so how do we control
Yeah.
ourselves? I
But
know how to do it for other people.
yeah. Well, it's a great one. I love the popcorn analogy, and I'm going to be a little gross here, and I'm going to say that so we take the popcorn is kind of good smelling, and we like it, and it's kind of like doo doo, right? It's like, hey, we're smelling doo doo, and we keep on smelling it on, thinking these negative thoughts. And yeah, how do we prevent ourselves? The first thing is that I'd love for all of you to really pay attention to how you feel. Because remember, your thoughts create your feelings. And that God communicates with us through when we are feeling bad, that is our signal. We are guided and loved and supported every moment of every day through that signal of our feelings. And so when we feel bad, it means we're not thinking about this subject as God is. When we feel good, we're on our lighted path and skipping away. So number one is to be aware of it. And the easiest way, instead of monitoring your thoughts, simply monitor your feelings. Once you monitor your feelings and you say, I'm not feeling very good about this, bingo, you caught yourself. And then whatever the subject, so let's say it's Uncle Harry, okay, somebody you're upset with, whatever, and you simply go, that is what I don't want. And so with no energy, don't put a charge into it, because otherwise you'll get more of what you don't want. It's kind of like, you can't ask for, gee, I don't want to see a pink elephant in my mind. And now we're all thinking about pink elephants. So instead you just go, that's what I don't want. And then you ask, and it's asking God, if you will, it's asking your higher self, your divine self, what do I want? And so Christ called it turn the other cheek. So I'm looking, so now I recognize, oh boy, I'm feeling bad. I'm looking at what I don't want. And now I simply ask and shall receive. I ask, so what do I want? So I want people that are kind and loving, because this person isn't, right? That, or we think it is, because that person actually, you can extract kindness and loveness out of them. You just haven't, because of your vibration. Because see, we actually attract everything. This is not a world of insertion where all of a sudden a bad guy falls in your life, okay? It is a world of attraction. And so if we've been thinking bad about somebody else or whatever, and another understanding of that is our subconscious mind doesn't understand that there's anybody else out there except for you. So when you say, I hate that person, it goes to, oh, I hate myself. And so your subconscious mind thus starts thinking, and that's why we have low self-esteem. I don't like myself. And most people have low self-esteem. So again, kind of in answer to your question in a more brief way, pay attention to your feelings. When you feel bad, recognize, stop yourself, because you're starting to slide down that valley, right? That slippery slope that there's no end to. And you stop yourself, and then you ask, what do I want? And then those thoughts, God will start giving you, as you breathe deeply too, God will start giving you those thoughts. Is that helpful?
So so just basically recognize your feeling is a negative feeling,
Yeah.
and then start thinking about what do I want, and
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
okay.
And then specifically is, why am I feeling bad? You know,
Mm,
and so, and it's what you're thinking right at that time. And see, and it's all made up. Everything is made up because, again, whatever you focus your attention on grows. So, you know, why did we all have just a great 4 months where most people were in fear? Well, it's
yeah.
because we didn't pay attention to it. You know, it's as easy as that. We're alive and well, and, you know, we didn't, you know, you're not driving. I mean, you know, what I really get a kick out of is people driving around with masks on. It's like, what are you doing? You know, you're you know, it's insane, you know. And but that's exactly what I do. I just laugh at it. I don't get upset about it, because see, me getting upset about anything lowers my vibration then. And so then you want to look at, where is my point of attraction? And
Mm,
so depending on how many thoughts of what I do want versus how many thoughts about what I don't want, and then you end up with a point of attraction. So my point of attraction is divine, okay? And it's just beautiful. So like, even right now, I'm looking outside. I'm on the 15th floor, and I'm looking outside, and I see this beautiful world. And I see these beautiful trees and the blue sky, and it's just magical. That I have birds fly onto the porch, and I don't feed them or anything. That they come because because that's my vibration. And so you literally start having magical days. Now, some people say to me, Dr. Hank, why don't you start facing reality? You know, this stuff is happening out there, whatever. And my response is that I never face reality. I create reality. Because the only thing that's in my life right now is my previous thought that is accumulated into manifestation. And so all I need to do is think about what I do want. Think about how our lives, all of our lives now, are going to have deeper and more meaningful relationships. In fact, we're going to do a meditation here that's going to take you flying with your angels to be able to do that. But yeah, and so, and be real easy with it too. Like, you know, this isn't, oh, this is the rule or what. It just lighten up on all this. And I'm feeling bad. That's cool. That's awesome. Is it's contrast, and it's going to help me. So when you run into the bad guy, if you will, you just go, oh, I bless you so much. You probably wouldn't tell it to them in their face, but you just are saying to yourself, I just bless you so much because you're everything about what I don't want. And now what do I want? And then you start getting these ideas about, wow, I want harmonious people. That's why I suggest for all of us that are in real estate is to think about your ideal client. You've all had some ideal client at one point or another, and only think about that ideal client. If you only think about that ideal client and not a client that said, no, I don't want to do this yesterday, or not the client that's all fussy and hasn't made up their mind on, you know, blah, 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 just forget about that. And if you only think about that amazing, wonderful, ideal client, it's only possible then to attract more of them. Isn't that fun? Yeah, any other thoughts, comments? Now, the second step is the power of your breath. And so the word spirit, I'm an ordained minister also, and the word spirit in the Bible means breath. Deep breathing raises our point of attraction. And the reason why that is by deep breathing, you actually connect to God, your higher self, that you connect, and And it's as easy as that, through your breath. And that's why the word spirit in the Bible is used so often, because of your breath, that it's real easy. And so all of this is easy and for all of us to do. And connecting with your breath will give you good feeling thoughts. So see, we've been told we got to work hard, we got to figure out how to do it. But really, we've been told before, 2,000 years ago, that the Father does the work. Okay, so we don't have to do any of that. If we would just breathe deeply and just relax and be in a meditative state, everything that you've asked for will come to you. They'll come in thoughts, they'll come in people, experiences, but this is where true faith comes. How faithful, where is your faith in God and all that is, and in, for Christians, Christ, where is your faith? Because I guarantee you that if you will just allow the Father to do the work. Another biblical quote, which Christ used, is, "Do not judge." Okay, Christ knew what he was doing, what he was talking about. Do not judge, because when you judge those people, it's back to the subconscious mind. You, in essence, are judging yourself. And it's impacting you, and it doesn't do anything with them. I always kid about exes. I say, you can be mad all you want the rest of your life at your ex. Your ex is probably out having fun, skipping along, enjoying life, and you're sitting here all sad, not happy, and whatever. And so it's like, you're just punishing yourself. So stop it. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself, and love everybody else out there, because they're all here to help you create a better life, because even the ones that you don't like or aren't nice or whatever, that they help you to birth these new ideas of what you want. Okay, so again, for those of you that are driving, and I see some of you out there that are driving, that you need to pull over here, or, I want you to be safe. Like, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes too. And so I don't want you to close your eyes, but this will be worth it, because you're going to be flying with your angels in just a minute here. So pull over to the side of the road, whatever you're doing. And I want you to just close your eyes now. It's a very easy way to go within, to going into the kingdom within us. And I want you to breathe in deeply. 5 seconds in, all the way down to your toes. 5 seconds out. And then just breathe in deep, breathing in God's breath. Just purifying you, every cell, purifying your thoughts. And breathe out. Breathe in. And just follow me now with the breath. Ask to quiet your mind. Ask to relax your body. You are now connected to God, at one with God. Relax the top of your head, open up the crown of your head, and allow the loving, pure light of God to flow down into you, into your mind, and every cell of your body, creating the light within you, and you are now the light of the world. Just feel the essence and the presence of God Almighty within you, all around you, within your thoughts, within your feelings, and every cell of your body. Breathe in deeply and breathe out. And say to yourself, relax. Relax your forehead, relax your eyes, relax your jaw. Relax your neck, relax your throat, relax your shoulders, relax your arms, allowing relaxation to just flow all the way down your arms, down across into your hands. So relaxed, so gentle. You're becoming the meek, and the meek shall inherit the earth. Relax your chest. Relax your beautiful heart. Just open up your heart now and let the love of who you are to flow in and all around you. Relax your stomach. Relax all of your organs, becoming very relaxed and at ease. Relax your hips. Relax your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. And you are now purely and beautifully relaxed. There is no subject with more significance to you than relationships. For without others, you couldn't be the angelic you. Other people are tremendous value to you, even when you want different things. The world has all the things to meet all the interests, desires, and beliefs for all of us. Breathe in and breathe out. Our differences create much value as new ideas are created for each other that creates a better life for all of us. We came here eagerly to enjoy the expansion that would be born from the interaction with others. As we understand the value of different opinions, we can reap immediate value with every and all relationships. All relationships in the past we bless now. All those that we currently have we bless. And all those in the future that we now call forth, harmonious and uplifting and loving and kind and wonderful people. People that help us to our desires. We love being able to now laugh more and smile more and enjoy people so much more. We see the divinity in ourselves and we see the divinity in all others. This is a beautiful world with beautiful people. And we are so blessed knowing that we are the creators of our experience. We are the ones that now attract the most wonderful people, the most helpful people, the kindest people, the most loving people, similar-minded people, people where we can serve, people who want what we offer. That we just love how beautiful this life is and how we now recognize more than ever on how our love attracts love and how our life is filled with love for ourselves, for others, and that they just become more and more loving as we become more and more irresistible. Others will be changing, and as they do, we allow them to change. That we don't look to please others. Instead, the most important thing is for how we think about others. And we now extract, we now call forth the alpha, the angelic in all people. And we see that. And in miracles now just happen as deep and more meaningful relationships just blossom like a flower for us. That any troubling relationships that we currently have are instantly now just turn into gold, into love, into seeing that red heart around that relationship. And so for our loved ones, we now call forth to them well-being and our love. We call forth health and wealth and success for them. For as we know, as we call forth that for them, they will get that. We have left our worry and fear at the doorstep, and we now walk in to the door and open up the door of a whole new life, filled with blessings, with prosperity, with abundance, with laughter, with fun, with smiles, and with the kindness that we've never even imagined, the thoughtfulness that people are now to us and we are to them. We hold these relationships in a divine space. And we know that they are now only getting better and better. So we have deeper, more loving relationships with our loved ones, with each other, all of us right now. As we take our hearts and we open up our hearts now and we send our love to our loved ones, to our friends, to each other. And I send my love to each one of you. I send you grace and peace, prosperity, and good health. And all of these things are now true for you. Breathe in deeply. And now we realize that the most important thing for us with other people is how we feel about them, and we feel great. We can't wait to have this angelic, divine relationships blossom into all the things that we want to have our hearts sing. And breathe in. And just feel the essence and feel your love right now flow through you into your thoughts. And you are such a divine child. We are all made in the image and likeness of God. And we now see this in ourselves and all others. And so it is. Amen. And so I invite you back into the room, back into your seat, opening up your eyes, and welcome to this new, more beautiful world than it ever has been. Ooh, I feel good, do, like I knew that I would. So good, so good. I got you, do. I feel nice, do, like sugar and spice, do. When I hold you in my soul, I feel you like gold. I feel good, do. Woohoo! Yay! Oh, woo! So, how's everybody feeling? Good. So, what did you like best? What's the takeaway? Hey, Marco.
Oh, hey, so Brian, how are you?
I'm great, man.
Hey, so I'm a little late to the podcast, but nevertheless, I didn't hear the story about it. I told, forget his name, but one of the key takeaways that I got from today is to let go of those feelings that are binding you in a way, of
Yeah.
people that, I would put it into my own perspective of what happened to me this week with a couple of people that they were not necessarily.
Hey, Marco, you're a little scratchy. You're a little scratchy. I can't understand everything you're saying.
Yeah, I'm driving Dr. Hank, and I'm connected to my Bluetooth in the car.
Okay, you
So
sound a little
I
bit better
apologize.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I am glad I got connected to you guys today because I was a little uneasy, this week because of, a couple of circumstances that happened to me throughout the week. But I didn't see it as fruitful. My biggest takeaway of today is to let those thoughts and to, in a way, stop pursuing those type of, stop pursuing, I would think for myself, things that would not benefit you in the end. Trying to help somebody that don't necessarily want to help themselves.
Yeah, Marco, you're very difficult to hear that. I'm catching a little of that, and I'm not sure if anybody can hear that, but I think I caught you on this that I understood is you were saying that that to let go of those thoughts. I think that's what you said, right? Yeah, and let go of those thoughts, and really those thoughts. If there's any devil, it's those thoughts. I call them the committee. They're these little thoughts in our head that keep on, keep us up at 2:30 in the morning and all that stuff. And you can really just let those thoughts go because those thoughts will just create more of what you don't want. And so if you're on and I think you were saying there was some situation with some person and maybe they were untruthful or something, but all of us had that. And what I like to do is I like to also just give the benefit of the doubt to other people. You know what? They're doing the best they can. And maybe it doesn't look too good to me, but by golly, they're doing the best they can. And so I just bless them and then, either move on or think about, hey, here's how I want to see them. I want to see them, honest, or whatever the case may be here. So was that pretty much what you said? Again, you're really scratching, can hardly understand what you were saying there, but is that good?
Yeah, I'm on the road, Dr. Hank, so I apologize because I'm on the road and I know it comes down every now and then. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just want to put it out there that I do appreciate what you said today about, letting those thoughts go, those negative thoughts.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah. Because negative thoughts just get you more negativity and you'll attract it. And it's really just amazing that, I have some people close to me that, they'll be talking about like, oh, and this awful thing happened, and that awful thing. And I said, where does it get you? It just doesn't get you anywhere other than it'll get in your life some miserable things, some things that you don't want. And so for all of us to be, just aware of that. And because of time, we only have another minute here, but the other thing is, to drink lots of water. And really, it's just these three things: good feeling thoughts, breathing deeply. And so as you guys are driving, for example, just think about breathing in deeply and releasing it. Breathing deeply. Our body consists of trillions of cells and millions are passing away. And literally about most of our body in 3 months is a new body. So if you keep on saying, oh, my knee hurts, your knee is going to hurt worse. So just think about your other knee and you'll start seeing that your both knees will get better. So your water flushes and cleanses your body, and they're always seeking perfect health. It's our negative thoughts that get in the way that actually create dis-ease, and then we get diseases, like the virus or cancer or whatever. So we have the power. We can call it the way we want it on that. And so the last thing I just want to leave you with is here's a magical sentence for you that if you'll write down 21 times each day, that you will be healthier, wealthier, and more successful, guaranteed. It'll tap into your subconscious mind. So the sentence is, I easily accept better feeling thoughts, and I am prepared to be healthier, wealthier, and more successful now. And again, because of time, I won't go into why. That will literally go from your conscious mind into your subconscious mind, the kingdom within, and that your conscious mind is the one that gives the orders. Your subconscious mind makes it happen in your life. So however your life is right now, it's what your overall conscious mind has given to your subconscious mind. And this is going to help you improve what's in your subconscious mind. It's called beliefs. Improve your beliefs, and you're going to be healthier, wealthier, and more successful. Amen?
Dr. Hank, can you say it again? I couldn't hear. I still hear Marco's
Yes.
background.
So the magical sentence is, I easily accept better feeling thoughts, and I am prepared to be healthier, wealthier, and more successful now. So I easily accept better feeling thoughts, and I am prepared to be healthier, wealthier, and more successful now. And if you'll write that down 21 times each morning when you wake up, that kind of first thing, if you will, because your mind doesn't have a lot of resistant thoughts in it that time, and you write that down 21 times and watch the magic happen. Okay, so with that, we like to laugh and have more fun. We like to laugh and have more fun. We are the chosen ones. We are the chosen ones. Well-being is our new game. Happy is our middle name. I accept prosperity, and abundance finds me easily. Woo-hoo. All right, guys. Hey, love you. Tomorrow, again, any real estate agents or brokers, invite them to tomorrow at noon Central Time. The Amazing Your GPS to Real Estate Success. And then for those of you in DFW, we'll see you Saturday live in person from 11 to 1 at Maria's. And if you need the info on that, I need RSVPs on that. And so with that, love you all. I'm going to turn off the recording. And then if you do have other questions or want to talk, then I'm going to stay on. So to all of you out there, love you, and know that everything that you want is coming your way now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's see here. I'm still trying to turn off that recording. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, stop.